Welcome to In Motion. This is a series produced by Effervescent.
What do you do when you first wake up? Do you check your phone like I do? That is the natural first thing I want to do when I wake up. I want to grab my phone, check my email, check my schedule, and right from the beginning, this sets me off on a path that is draining my energy. I know from performance psychology is definitely not putting me in a self-reflective frame of mind. It is putting me in a reactive frame of mind, and it can maybe even get the cortisol going in my brain, the stress hormones, so that I'm not focused on the way I want to start the day. In the morning, when I am aware and I'm trying my hardest, I will take a minute to keep my eyes shut when I wake up. And I'll even put my hand on my tummy and my heart, or just lay there. And first I like to recall my dreams, because to me that there's a lot of information in the things that we dream. Sometimes it just is more like memory recall or organizing our memory. And it's not necessarily super impactful, but sometimes it is. So I like to remember my dream, and then I like to get up and, of course, go to the bathroom. I didn't write that in my newsletter, but important. And then I like to go right to my journal, which is kind of my meditative, reflective, prayer kind of time, where I like to set the stage for the day in the way that I want to. So I first record my dream, because that's part of my schedule. And then there's things that I learned from my dreams. Sometimes, like last night, I had a pretty impactful dream. I was dreaming about, and I'm not going to share the whole thing because maybe it just gets to be kind of long, but in part of it, I dreamed that my daughter said that she was going to bronze her foot. Like she's been getting pedicures because she wanted a beautiful foot to bronze. And I remember thinking in my head, in my dream, like, what is she talking about? And I didn't want to tease her because I could tell she was being serious. So I was like, okay, you want to bronze your foot. You're spending a lot of money doing this. And then in my dream, I realized, while I was still sleeping, because I'm a pretty lucid dreamer, and I realized I was dreaming, and I thought, oh, this is probably because she had a bronzed shoe when she was a baby, and it was the first shoe that she ever walked in. And it's an important memento that stays in our house. And I thought, oh, isn't that interesting that, this is important to her to bronze her foot as an older woman now. And so when I was reflecting on this in my journal in the morning, it was obvious to me that, because I've studied now some different ways to break down dreams and what it might be telling me, that now that she's an older woman and she's bronzing her foot to give it to Dad, how important that relationship is still with her dad. And just like it was when she was wearing this first little shoe and she was a little toddler. And so in my to-do list then, after I recorded in my journal, I put that into my to-do list about things that I want to do today. So when I'm writing, here's one of my planners. I would open it up and I would get out my planner part of the day, and I would write down in my to-do, today I want to sit down and look at the times that I'm checking in with John on the kids and seeing how they're doing. And, their footprint or the shoe that they walk in is just as important now as it's always been. And it was a really cool reminder that I feel like my subconscious was teaching me. So after that, and I write my to-do list, then I like to kind of get going with my day. I also will do different meditative exercises, or where it takes me in a more reflective state for things that I feel like that are coming in from my dream, or things that I want to accomplish or do in my life. And I will write those down. And then I go about my day. So when I do that, it's a very much more peaceful way to start my day. And I believe that it helps me live in integrity, in a way that I'm taking time doing things that I know in my heart and my mind, my subconscious, that I really want to do. So try it out. When I start opposite and I look right at my email and I start getting into the to-do list of the day that I have to do. I sometimes will answer emails right from my phone in bed, which they're never going to be constructed as well. Or I start doing random things like getting online and scrolling on social media for a minute, which is not going to put me in the frame of mind for my goals. I actually only follow people that really encourage me and they motivate me. But it's taking me out of my energy and the things that I want to accomplish. So yeah, that's one thing that I don't want to do. And there's a million other things that can take my attention. Maybe I want to buy something on Amazon, or there's a million things. So this is the alternative. This is my challenge to you, is to think about how you wake up and the things that you do right when you wake up. Where's your energy going, and are you giving it to somebody else, or are you keeping that energy for yourself? As a side note, and just because I'm thinking about it, have you ever done that meditation? And I can't walk you through it live right here maybe, but it's the meditation where you envision a ball of energy above your head. Maybe I can do it live with you. And if you are watching and you want to do this with me, you can. But you envision a ball of energy above your head, and you imagine what color it would be to represent your energy. And you kind of can look at the state of it and look at it if it's burning bright and there's lots of energy, or if it's feeling like it's kind of smaller. And then start reflecting on what energy, what things might be left in the previous day or the previous week, or maybe even from years ago, that is still bothering you, and you're leaving energy in history. Think about those things. Hopefully there's not all of your energies in the past, but call it back, pull it back to that ball of energy that's above you, above your head, and just kind of visualize watching that come back and how much energy might be left there in your life. And then think about the future and maybe how much energy is left waiting for the future or thinking about the future. I just talked about in my last video how my grandpa suggested to never wish away one single day because it goes fast enough on its own. This is the same concept where it's like if all of our energy is in the future and we're thinking about all the things coming or worrying about it or anxiety about the future, then we can't have all the energy back with us. So you call back the energy from the future, imagine it coming back to you and adding to that big ball of energy above your head that's growing brighter and bigger in whatever color you choose, because that's your energy color. And then when it says, think about even what energy is left in your electronics. Like what things do you have still left in maybe your phone that you're thinking about something you have to do, or your to-do list that's handwritten, or projects that you have going, and how much energy is left there. And think about all of that, and it's good to have energy there, but when you're trying to refill your soul, it's good to call back your energy for a minute. So call back all that energy from your projects just for this moment at the first of your day, and imagine it's coming back to this big ball of light above your head. And then you're going to envision it pouring, all that light pouring back down into your body, down through your head and into your arms and your heart and your legs and your feet and your physical body right here that needs the energy to do the things that you need to do for the day. It's really a powerful visualization, and it's one that I will do sometimes at the end of the day when I'm tired and I want to feel whole before I fall asleep. It helps me calm down. It can actually help me fall asleep. Or at the first of the day when I'm feeling anxious and my energy's all out in front of me, I will do the same thing to reflect and to start the day out right. These are just a few tips to do instead of living in the stress of the day. Now, I can't do these things every day. There's some days it's literally like alarm goes off, my feet, I hit the ground running, I go get, shower, bath, whatever, get ready, dressed, and I'm out the door, and that's it. But I try when I can to wake up earlier just so I can put these meditative states or thoughts or practices ahead of the rest of the day, because when I do, everything goes better. So that's my challenge to you. I'd love to hear about it. If you try it out, let me know. and let me know how it went. And if you have any questions, yeah, that's it. But have a good week or day or month or year, or have a great life. See ya.